to avoid being tainted. She had snake tattoos all over her skin. Even then, thugs still wouldn't leave her alone. Faced with the situation, she collapsed to the ground, petrified. This was the long-lost shell escape technique, a move once known in the martial world. There were 6 others like these thugs. They were ruthless, committing every crime imaginable. People called them the 8 Ghost Gate Warriors. One of them, obsessed with women, was slain by Jack with a single strike. Before he died, he carved a man's face with his hands. The rest of the group hunted Jack down. In just one day, they found him in a temple, but Jack had no idea. He immediately saw through the old nun's disguise, cutting her down with one blow. In an instant, poisonous snakes appeared and wrapped around Jack. Then, the snake woman showed herself. Suddenly, an assassin appeared out of nowhere. Despite being attacked by the snakes, she never let go of her weapon. The snake woman had no choice but to retreat. She dispelled the snakes, but before she could demand information, a bolt of lightning struck and killed her instantly. Around her neck was a thin wire, the same weapon used by John, one of the 8 Ghost Gate Warriors. He could strike any target with his wire. Meanwhile, Alice was tracing the wire, but Jack suddenly bit her on the thigh. It was to suck out the poison. What Jack didn't know was that Alice had a special constitution. Any man who got close to her would be poisoned, but she herself was immune to all poisons. As they prepared to leave, an old man appeared, claiming that his goal aligned with theirs, so the 3 set off together, arriving at a village plagued by disease. Just as they suspected, the plague was caused by the 8 Ghost Gate Warriors. They were about to investigate further when, suddenly, a swarm of bees appeared. The bees hovered around the house for a moment before flying away. Then, at the sound of a man's command, a larger swarm of bees descended within a second. The trio immediately decided to flee, but the bees caught up quickly. At that moment, Alice suddenly stopped, standing alone among the swarm. Countless petals flew from her sleeves, and any bee that touched them instantly died from the poison. Meanwhile, Jack discovered the beekeeper lurking behind them. He chased him to a small cabin, where the beekeeper threw a dart as a test. Then, he revealed a beehive on his back and released the bees. Jack broke the window, ran toward the river, and jumped into the water. The beekeeper, still on the shore, smirked and told his companions not to interfere. What he didn't know was that Jack had already locked onto his position underwater. The next moment, Jack struck out with his knife, severing the beekeeper's right leg. The beekeeper lost his balance and fell into the water. Jack swiftly finished him off. Will they manage to take down all the 8 Ghost Gate Warriors?